Early morning after the murder in the stable, a light fog covers the town. People begin to gather around the scene. The air is heavy. Tombstone Town, East Stables, early morning. Crows call on the roof of the stable. A trail of blood still streaks the sand. Sheriff Virgil Earp is crouching over the body, his face tense. Wyatt Earp steps forward, his hand still near his gun. Wyatt, coldly, eyes on the body. Throat slit clean, like Clanton, not a common robber. Virgil, standing up, patting his pants with his hat. And not a stray dog. The people are starting to whisper, Wyatt. Wyatt, I need to talk to Jed. He was lurking around here last night. Virgil, there's no evidence. And he's not the same. Wyatt, jazzed, eyed Dooley. He's not the same person, more like, not the same person. People gathered, talking anxiously. An old woman shakily pointed at the bloodstain. Old woman. Death's back in Tombstone. The old blood hasn't dried yet. A child asked his mother, Child, Mommy, is that a ghost? The mother covered her child's ears, looking around in fear. The dusty saloon. Jed Clanton sits alone in a dark corner, his eyes bloodshot in the shadows. The piano music stops as he stands up. All eyes are on him. Bartender. Swallows. Rumor has it, someone died. Were you around last night? Jed, softly, but strangely resonantly. I walk with my shadow. As for who died, it's not my fault. But looks up, eyes glowing like reflections from hell. Maybe someone older than death is really coming back. Tommy shakes his hand, dropping his glass. What? Jed gives a half smile. Don't worry, Tommy. The death is just beginning. Edge of Tombstone. Outside a deserted cabin. Dusk. The sun was low, casting a red glow over the dry fields. The cactus cast long shadows like dead hands. Doc Holliday, Wyatt's old friend, rode up to an old cabin covered with vines. Doc, mumbling to himself, exhaling cigarette smoke. Old stories still linger. If anyone knows anything, it's her. He dismounted and knocked lightly on the door. No answer. The door opened with a long, drawn-out creak, like a groan from hell. The deserted hut. Incense smoke and a feather's hand. The air is frozen. An old Indian woman sits with her back to him, hunched in a wolf fur cloak. Eyes closed, lips muttering in an ancient language. Doc walks slowly in, removing his hat, and she speaks first, without turning around. Woman, lowly as if from somewhere else. The old fire burns again. The old blood spills. Doc, confused, cautious. Do you remember me, the one who saved him in the desert that year? Woman, I didn't save him. I called back another part of him. Turns around, revealing eyes that are white as if they have lost their pupils. He's dead, but his spirit hasn't left. It's been replaced. Doc, you mean he's no longer Jed Clanton? Woman, nodding, shuddering. When the red sands stained his body, I gave him to the darkness. In return, he cannot die, but he cannot live either. The candle in the corner went out. A cold wind blew. Outside, crows flew wildly, their wings beating like war drums. Woman, tonight, when the moon rises, he will kill again. And when the last blood drips from his bones, he will stop. Doc, gripping the small cross in his coat. So how do we stop him? Woman, slowly with trembling hands, pulling out a small bag of red sand. To kill him, we must take him to the place where he died, and use this. She placed the bag of sand in Doc's hand. Her eyes widened, the red light flashed in the whites of her eyes. Bring, woman, whispering, or you will be the next one, the darkness calls. Arizona desert, flashback, red afternoon. The desert was burning, the sun was red as blood, rocks, sand, and wind howling through the crevices. A body dragged across the ground. Jedediah Clanton, blood soaked through his shirt, bullet holes in his chest and shoulder, dry lips, eyes almost gone. A heavy heartbeat, the buzzing of flies, laughter echoing from the past. Jed whispering, as if dying. Don't let me die here like a dog. He collapsed on the sand, his breathing ragged. It was getting dark. A strange singing voice rang out, Indian singing, dark and mournful. A figure stepped out of the dusk. An Indian woman in a wolfskin cloak, her face painted with charcoal and blood. Her eyes were as sharp as knives. Indian woman, deep dusty voice. You will not die, not today, and not like that. She pulled a bone necklace from her shirt and placed it around Jed's neck, whispering the ancient words. Jed's eyes opened, their pupils had turned white for a moment. His body jerked. Night, in the middle of the ritual fire. Jed lies in a circle of ash, surrounded by symbols of blood, fur, and animal skulls. Native American women dance, chanting in a language no one understands. A scarred hand reaches out from the darkness. An old man, faceless, holding out a vial of black liquid to her. A mysterious man's voice. He wanted revenge, but what I gave him was not life. The Native American woman drops the liquid into Jed's mouth. He jerks as if electrocuted. The sky rumbles with thunder despite the absence of clouds. His eyes glow in the darkness, hissing. I am still alive. Jed opened his eyes in his room, sweat pouring down his back. He looked in the mirror, his eyes flashed, then returned to normal. Jed mumbling hoarsely. I remember it all. Every drop of blood, every face. Jed Clinton's room C, late night. The room was small. The oil lamp flickered. The wind whistled softly through the window. Jed sat before the mirror, not sleeping. He took off his shirt. His chest was covered with scars, but strangely, the bullet wound from years ago had not left a mark. His face was distorted by the firelight, his eyes staring at himself. Jed speaking softly, as if to the mirror. You're alive, but you're still cold as a grave. He reached for the wine bottle, took a sip. A drop of wine fell onto his chest, but it smoked slightly. Jed grimaced, threw the bottle away. The oil lamp flickered. The mirror began to change, reflecting a different image. In the mirror, Jed was still sitting there, but behind him was an old pasture, scattered corpses, and a faceless man. Jed turns around. No one's behind him. He turns to look at the mirror. Now his reflection is standing, no longer sitting. Jed, hoarsely. No, you're not me. The reflection in the mirror moves closer, hands covered in blood, mouth grinning from ear to ear. Jed hissing, backing away. I'm not dead. I came back to finish. You're not allowed to take me. Splash! The mirror cracks, but the image continues to move behind the glass as if it doesn't care. Whispers begin to rise. Voices of the dead. Female voice from the mirror. Clanton, your blood isn't enough. Not enough to wash away your grudge. Jed grabs the bone necklace hanging around his neck, squeezes it, gasps. Jed panting like a wild animal. I'll give you blood. All of it. The mirror shattered. A shard of glass was embedded in Jed's hand. He didn't bother to pull it out. Blood was flowing, but strangely, it was black as tar. Jed looked at the remaining piece of glass on the table. It reflected nothing now, just a deep black. The sound of hooves echoed from out of town. The church bells rang 3 short chimes. He stood up, put on his frayed black coat, and pulled up his gun. Jed whispering, You started, now I'm finishing. Jed's shadow was leaving the room, his eyes glowing softly in the darkness. Tombstone Cemetery, late night. The desert wind whistles through the old headstones, sand drifting in the mist. A waning moon hangs low, casting a faint light on the rows of faded stone graves. A Native American woman, a Kachina, walks slowly among the graves. She wears a rough cloth cloak, a deer bone mask, and holds a bundle of ash-stained feathers. Her eyes are closed, and she whispers in the ancient Apache language. Kachina whispering, translated into English. Spirit of the earth, tell me who I should not raise from the dead. The wind stops. All is silent. On a broken headstone, the sand recedes as if something were breathing beneath. She opens her eyes, tense. Katrina, you crossed the line, Jedediah. Far away, at the end of the cemetery, Jed appeared in the darkness. No steps, no sound. He stood there, silent. His eyes glittered with an eerie gold. Jed, cold as steel. I remember this place. You too. Kachina, not turning around. You should not have come back. That blood oath is not for revenge. Jed, I did not come back for blood. I came back for justice. They burned my family, buried my name alive. But you pulled me back from the dead. Kachina, I did not save you. I only gave you a choice, and you chose wrong. Jed stepped closer. The sand beneath his feet left no trace. Jed gritting his teeth. Wrong choice? I still hear them, calling my name every night. Can you hear them? They're still screaming. Suddenly, shadows rose from the sand, hazy shapes like corpses rising from their graves. Kachina raising her hand, whispering. They are not screaming your name, they are screaming for you. A withered hand rose near Jed's feet. He did not retreat. Instead, he bent down and gently stroked the hand. And, whispering, soon I will bring them back, one by one. A strange screech rang out, and all the figures vanished. The wind whistled through the sand again. The cemetery was silent again. Kachina stood alone. Tears fell onto the sand. Kachina, looking up at the sky, ancient spirit, forgive me, outside the crystal moon bar. Midnight. In front of the bar, a dim kerosene lamp shines from the window. A strong wind blows sand, creating a dense fog. Over the sound of the wind, people can hear screams coming from inside the bar. The door opens. A woman rushes out. Torn dress, disheveled hair, panic. The woman screaming. He's not human. Help me. Someone please. She stumbles. From inside the bar, Jed Clanton steps out, slowly, calmly, as if nothing had happened. His eyes, white, no pupils. Wyatt Earp walks up from down the street, gun drawn, face as cold as stone. Virgil follows, pistol loaded. Wyatt, commanding. Stop, Jed. Is she right? What were you doing in there? Jed hoarsely, emphasizing each word. I show her the truth you tried to forget in the ashes of the OK Corral. Virgil tense. Don't make us shoot. Jed rises his head, smiles faintly. Fire. If you think bullets will work on me? Without hesitation, Wyatt pulled the trigger. A shot straight into Jed's chest, right in the heart. The sound echoed through the empty street. Jed collapsed. The girl sobbed. Virgil stepped forward, examined. Virgil, one shot, right in the heart. He's dead. Silence. The wind stopped. A horse whinnied in the distance. Suddenly, the sound of bones rattling. Jed slowly sat up. Blood did not flow. His eyes glowed a dull yellow. His mouth was tightly closed. Virgil retreating. God save. Jed whispering, as if from nowhere. I died years ago. He raised his head, his eyes fixed on Wyatt, no longer human. Jed. And you will go to the grave with me, one by one. The wind picked up again, the sand flying in a cloud that obscured his vision. When the sand settled, Jed was gone. Wyatt and Virgil stood in silence beside the trembling girl. A trail of charred sand stretched from where Jed lay to the end of the street. Wyatt, coldly, softly, this has just begun.